How's it
Can
going?
you hear me?
What was it?
I was like, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Alright, yeah, look at you supporting Nexus.
Yep.
Got that thing right there, man.
Yep, Nexus or against us.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I appreciate this, man.
Oh, man, thanks for having me.
No, always. So I guess I'll get right to the point here. For the first question,
Let's do it.
I guess, how is rehab and how's the injury going?
Man, this, damn. It's one of those things to where I went nearly 15 years without, like, a serious injury, you know?
Yeah.
So 15 years of it just going and going and going and going. I thought, well, hell, if it ain't happened, it ain't going to happen yet, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess that changed for me when it came to Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, pretty much, I had a sports hernia on the left side of my pubic bone, an augurational hernia on the right side of my pubic bone, a abductor muscle rip, a rectus muscle tear, and my whole abdomen wall on the left side and 3 fingers worth on the right side was completely ripped. So they had to, like, mesh all of that back together. So there's a lot of crap, you know, that they had to, like, get done and everything. So, I mean, I haven't even started rehab yet, man. Like, I got off crutches 2 weeks ago, you know, so I'm still limping. I'm still walking like an old man. But it's one of those things to where rehab start, and then the first week in May.
Yeah.
But the doctor gave me the okay to go to the gym and, like, get on the treadmill and go slow and, like, get on, like, machine work and just, you know, only, like, 30 pounds or whatnot, you know, just something just to get my joints back into moving and everything like that, because I haven't been able to lift weights or do anything for so long.
Oh, of course.
But I can tell you, you know, that a little bit later when it comes to rehab, because, man, I haven't even started that shit yet.
I got you. No, that definitely, when it rains, it pours. So, that, I guess now, I'll go with a more wrestling question would be, who would be your favorite to fight, like, face off against? Like, 100%, you always look forward to that match.
Oh, man. Dang, there's like a lot through like my career of guys. It's like I like to like back in the day, man. Like I always loved getting in the ring with Joe Hennig, Tyson Kidd, Ted DiBiase Jr., Fandango, Sheamus back in the day. Like all of us guys, like we came up in like FCW together. Yeah. And we would all, like, we wrestled each other day in and day out to where it was just like we knew everything that we were going to do next before we would even call it. So those were a lot of fun and easy. But then it's like going to tag matches, like working against Harry and TJ or the Usos. You know, working the Usos was amazing. Working Miz and Morrison was a lot of fun. You know, it was just like working Kozlov and Dago Santino. Those matches, my goodness, it was just pure entertainment. A little bit of us getting our ass whipped, and we would cheat to it. Like it would just be fun to do, you know.
Oh, hell
you know, like I've got a lot like that, man. Like even like with me, like my favorite little run was working all the legends. You know.
Yeah.
So,
dude, that was
a lot of fun.
That was awesome. I always look forward to it to see who you would be facing next. And I guess to run off that, what would be your favorite tag team and or faction that you were in?
Well, when it comes to tag team, like of course me and Rhino and me and Gabriel, just because I mean we got the gold, you know. So tagging with those guys were a lot of fun. Like even back in developmental days, I tagged a lot with Joe Hennig. Yeah. And me and him, you know, we were tag champs down at FCW and all that stuff, and you know, we worked a lot together. But man, when it comes to factions,
I know
I've been in so damn many, man. I should get like if you know how X-Pac is like in the NWO Hall of Fame, DX Hall of Fame, you know, like I feel like I'm gonna be that guy. just for me, but it would be like, oh, Nexus is in the Hall of Fame. I'd be like, oh, I got a ring. Oh, 3OB is in the Hall of Fame. Oh, I got another ring. You know, I feel like my factions are way more over than I ever was. But Nexus, of course, man. I mean, Nexus was what, you know, that's what gave us our start. That's what put us on the map. That's that yellow and black shirt right there that you have on, man. Like
the arm patch, everything.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about that. Look.
Oh, yes. There you go.
Yeah. That's that right there. But yeah, man, like that's a huge part of my career. Did it end too soon? Hell yes. It was like one of those things where I felt like it should have been like Infinity Wars. You know, Nexus took over. There's no hope for WWE. We've won. And then come WrestleMania, it'll be the end games where they bring out the troops and they come back and they whoop our ass, you know? Like, that's what should have happened, just to give us that, we got you, WWE, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely.
But, yeah, it didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, or anybody else. And I love the fact that the fans still talk about it. Like, that thing's like 11 years old or something now.
Yeah,
you know, people still talk about it.
Literally. I think the number one question now would be, who do you think would win, the Nexus or the Shield?
Oh, Nexus.
I agree. I say numbers game. You guys have it.
Oh, that's a fact. And that was always our thing.
Yeah.
We always had the numbers, and we always whooped ass, too.
Literally.
I mean, it was just... I mean, of course, you got to give it up to the Shield. I mean, hell, they held strong for so long also, you know. Definitely. But, you know, we got 2 members on each one of them, so.
Yeah, literally. That's very true. So
I think it would be a pretty good fight.
Oh, I think it would be a slobber knocker, to quote JR.
Right. But 3OB too, though, man. 3OB, sorry.
No.
I didn't even talk about them, but I want to.
No, that's actually the next one, how 3MB came to be.
Well, 3MB came to be on, like, after I was doing the one-man band, and then I was doing, you know, the one-man rock band, and then I did the one-man southern rock band and all this stuff. So I went through the whole line of rock band crap you could do, I guess. All Vince's ideas, and I just was Vince, man, no one's gonna, like, they're not gonna know what to say, you know, like, just call me a one-man band, like, just leave it at that. But then he went with that, the very last choice he had, so I got the name that I wanted, at least. But the whole band thing, man, like, after all those little runs with me doing one-man band stuff, I went to Michael Hayes, and I'm like, bro, I need a band. Like, I've been doing holding this solo act for a while. Like, I need a band members, you know? And he's like, well, who are you thinking about? And this is before any of these guys were on the road. Like, I pitched Fandango, but he was Johnny Curtis in NXT. I pitched EC3, but he was Bateman on NXT. And I pitched for Ambrose, but Ambrose was just in FCW. And literally, Michael Hayes was like, oh, it's good. That could be a good band. I'm like, hell yeah, be a good band. Like, that's it, you know? He's like, you think of a name? I said, no, but I've got great ideas for him. He's like, oh, okay, all right, you know? And I didn't think of a name. You know, I thought, they're going to come up with a damn name anyway. But next thing you know, the following week came, and Michael Hayes was like, oh, I pitched the idea. And I was like, yeah, what happened? He's like, oh, they're going to tell me later. You know, we'll have another meeting. And next thing you know, at the end of the day, he comes back to me. He's like, you're going to get a band. You'll get a band. I was like, hell yeah. I'm like, is it who I wanted? He's like, no. I said, what do you mean, no? He was like, we got ideas for Ambrose. We got ideas for Curtis at the time, but Tango. And I was like, what about EC3? And he's like, no, not him. And it was just like, okay, well, shit, what is it? And then literally like a week later, man, it was... We're all sitting there. Michael Hayes is excited. He comes to me, man, your band, you're getting it tonight. We got to save it for you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, who is it? He was like, Gender and Drew. And I just was like, what the hell? What?
Yeah.
And for me, I always thought it just sounded like one of those jokes. It's like an Indian, a Scotsman, and a redneck walks into a bar. You know?
Sure. I mean,
like,
yeah.
it's like one of those things you're just like, how in the hell are you gonna pair us three? And we're like, I mean, we were legit buddies. Like we were legit buddies, you know. So that right there made it easy. But it wasn't my vision, and definitely wasn't their vision. You know, so it was like, what the hell are they ribbing us? Like this is a rib. But of course, we loved each other's company. We all got along. So outside of the ring was good, inside of the ring was good. So it like all worked out. And hell, we were together for like damn 2 years and never got a damn t-shirt. Never got one t-shirt. I'm just like, how? Like that was so crazy in the South and overseas.
No, that's one thing you definitely should have had was definitely a t-shirt at least.
Brother, 3 MB. Like how simple does it have to be?
Literally, put 3 of you guys, one going to 3, the M, and then the B.
Yeah, for sure.
That would have been totally epic. I think that would have been awesome. But
me too.
I guess the powers to be in this case.
For sure. Always.
I think one of my favorite segments would have to be... I think I was actually there. I want to say you guys were doing a parody of The Shield and you surrounded the ring. I think it was Triple H was in the ring, right?
I don't remember. Oh, you talking about 3 on B?
Yeah. You guys
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, I think I was there for that one, which I was mad because then I think it was either a week before or the week after you did the same thing, but to Brock Lesnar, and that's when he just went on the tirade.
Oh, he destroyed us all.
All right, so well, to go with run off that with Rhino, how did it feel being the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions?
There's a funny story behind all that.
Oh, yeah?
It goes back to like even like the whole story behind that, how that segment or how that story even played out was the fact that I was a free agent because I didn't get drafted.
Yeah.
So I'm going Raw, SmackDown, trying to get the whole, hey, someone pick me, I'll do anything. I need a job.
Yeah.
So I'm bouncing back and forth. So they got me. I'm all over the place. And people are like, I'm getting popular.
Yeah.
People's loving it. I'm just like, oh, yeah, let's go. And so next thing you know, I go to Vince, and I'm like, Vince, it's a great idea, man. I said, how about it? We keep going with me, going back and forth to where next thing you know, Shane and Stephanie, they both want me, though. They're like, I love the heart of that kid, He's like a go-getter. He's just they're fighting for me to where I'm just like, yeah, I like that one, like that type thing. But, but my whole goal was going for the IC title.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted the IC title. That's the title I wanted. That's the one I've always wanted ever since I was like 6 years old. That's the title.
Of course.
In my book, So,
100.
That is where I'm pitching. And I'm pitching. And Vince is like, yeah, I like it. That sounds all right. Yeah, but we got other ideas with the IC title. I'm like, yeah, but you can have this idea slide right in there, and I can just leave it the following week. Like, this would be a great thing for me to win it, me to get a contract, me to have my glory date, and then next thing you know, I lose it, and it's like, oh no, like this sympathy card. Man, Vince looks at me and he was like, no, I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you, go, far with this little push. And I'm like, oh yes. And then he said, with the new SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. I literally was like, no, I already had the tag titles 3 times. Like,
no,
I want to go up a level. Like, let me go up here. And dude, he was so adamant of me and Rhino, which at first it was like weird and crazy because it's Rhino, and I'm like, me and him's like oil and vinegar, like we don't mix.
Yeah.
And it's like we're total opposites. But we're like yin and yang to where we're like, we work perfect. Like
you run off each other.
He's like a brother to me, man.
Yeah.
And like the blessing that I see out of all of this, I might not have got a IC title or nothing, but I'm the first ever SmackDown Live Tag Team Champion, and I got like a legit best friend out of it.
Exactly. That was
so like to me, I won.
I love that. I love that entire angle. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to do too. I just wish they could have done a few things different with it, just because I feel like I had some amazing ideas, which they just watered mine down and pushed more for theirs.
Yeah.
But whatever, I went with it. I tried my best with it, man. But yeah, like it was just one of those things where like, man, I had so much good crap, and we were going to do like us fishing on Rhino's boat with my kids, and like, dude, I had so many daggone vignettes to where it would have been like, just like, you know, like Kid rock star, like that.
Yeah,
country boy Kid rock star. I was gonna be in the damn boat with sunshine on me and a daggone fur coat.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
No,
that would have been amazing.
It was too entertaining for them or something. I don't know.
That's just one thing that. So I mean, to bring off that too, branch off it is. It's pretty much it came about when you were a free agent and stuff. Where did you come up with the I got kids?
Honestly, the story behind the whole I got kids, man, was free agent bouncing back and forth. I guessed on what I think it was Raw. I had to confront Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How was that?
So I had to confront Brock, but with Paul as the genius on the microphone that he is, like he is amazing. He every segment with Paul is what 20 minutes, 15 minutes, because they gave me a script, man, and it was 7 pages. And I'm just like, you got to shit me. There's no way I'm on every one of these pages.
Yeah.
So the first page, no. Second page, no. Third page, no. I'm like, great. Fourth page, it was just me and Paul. Fifth page, me and Paul. Sixth page, me and Paul. Seventh page, halfway down, me and Paul, or me, Paul, and Brock. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, God, this is so much to remember, and I am not good at remembering this stuff, man. Like, if you look at me and say, hey, I need you to talk about this, it's happening here, say it in your own words, go and nail it, I'll be like, done. You know? But when it's like, you need to say this word for word, and you got an hour to remember it, and I'm going to be like, yeah, about that. So, exactly, about that. Paul's in the ring cutting a hell of a promo. Here I come, blah, 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 blah. He's spitting, I'm spitting. He's spitting, I'm spitting. He's spitting. I have a brain fart. I'm literally like, oh, no, what's next? You know, I'm like, don't worry, it'll come to me. He'll say something, it'll come to me. I'm listening to him. And next thing you know, he stops and he looks at me, and I'm like, shit, it ain't coming back. So I'm literally like, you know what, Paul? Everyone in here knows I can't beat Brock. Hell, I know I can't, but damn it, I got kids and I need this job. You know, like I just right off the hip, man, just going with it, and I'm just spitting, and the next thing you know, I just stop, and Heyman's looking at me like, what? And then he starts his line, and then I'm like, oh, that's where we're going. So I got back, you know, bro, that. You know, I don't know, 40-some seconds, 32 seconds of me just, like just a loss, like a deer in headlights, bro. I just spit whatever I thought would sound good at the time, man. And then next thing I know, the following day, Vince was like, or the creative team came up to me and was like, yeah, Vince thought of you a shirt. It says, I got kids, I need this job on the back of it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, you got to be shitting me. This is my first T-shirt. I got kids. I need this job. Like, it don't even have my name on it.
That's just
bro, yeah, that whole thing was me having a brain fart.
Oh my god, that literally gave birth to one of the greatest wrestling memes where everyone just shares the part where Brock's like, I don't give it. That's just amazing.
The only thing I wanted to change about the whole promo, because the ending was him whooping my ass anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter how we got in it.
Mm-hmm.
The ending was him beating me down.
Of course.
I pitched the whole damn day. I said, let me punch him.
Yeah.
Just let me get one punch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as he looks at me and says, I don't give a shit about your kids, give the, oh. Yeah. As soon as I hear the, oh, boom, in the crowd, whoa.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That would have been so perfect.
I'm sorry. I don't care if Brock really meant it. You know, if some dude looks at you and you have babies, he's like, man, I don't give a shit about your kids. Like, I'm headbutting you right between your eyes and I'm taking your legs. You know what I mean?
No,
So it's one of those things where, like, all I wanted to do was one punch. That was it. That was all. But they were like, no. Vince wants you to cower down, turn around, and try to run after him. I'm like, it'll be the same thing, but at least they will show me stand up for what I believe in. You know? But they wanted me to cower down. No, Vince wants this. No, Vince. I said, well, tell Vince in real life this is what I would do. I said, my goodness, let me just pop him, man. Like, he can probably take my punch, no matter how hard I hit him.
Yeah.
So it's like, brother, that's all I wanted, and they wouldn't give it to me.
Oh, that would have been, like, the greatest thing for that. That would have been so good.
Even only thing Brock had to do was eat the punch, take 2 steps back, you know, look at me, and then just, boom,
you know?
That's it. That's it.
That would have been, that is money right there, literally. That is.
Brother, and then next thing you know, it could have been next week I have a match with him. He beats my ass, I just don't give up.
Exactly. I mean, look at, you literally had a match. You had a match with Lita, for God's sakes. So, I mean.
I don't know, man. There's just so many things where, like, I'll pitch these little ideas, and it's not even me going out there looking like $1 million or nothing. It's just me out there doing what I love, but me looking strong a little bit. And it's not even me body slamming nobody or getting anything in. It's just me not quitting, not giving up, always fighting back. Just like, come on, man. And there was a bit, man, where like I legit had the people like were into me. They were invested. They wanted me to succeed. And it was just like, I feel like you're missing the boat on this, guys. Like,
no,
you're missing the boat. Road Dogg, man. Road Dogg was in my corner the whole time. Him and JBL and Arn Anderson. JBL, Road Dogg, and Arn Anderson would be like, guys, what are y'all doing with Heath? Like, come on. Like, the people want him. Like, come on, let's do something with him. But Vince, for some reason, Vince just was like, no. I think it's because of my country twang in my voice or something. I don't know if he likes
that. Who knows? But, I mean, that would have been so good. It's the offense, everything. Like you said, you're not even picking them up. You're just throwing a right hand and boom.
Dude, it's just one punch.
Yeah, exactly. Literally.
He don't even have to bump. All he has to do is sell it.
Yeah.
Take one step back. That's it.
Well, I guess now would be, since really relevant too, April 15th, the Black Flag in wrestling, especially for WWE.
Yeah, man.
How did that feel for you, since you were on the first hand before the second time around, which was this year, a couple of days ago?
Yeah. It's one of those, like, all right, you gotta remember, with WWE, I was with that company for 15 years. I was 23 years old when I got signed with that company. Like, I was making money since I was 23 years old consistently with WWE. So, with me being there for 15 years, with the damn roller coaster of a ride of a damn career that I've had. I mean, like, there's loops, there's ups, there's downs, there's even higher ups, and there's higher downs, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just one of those things where, like, my career, like, I would love to write a book or do a good documentary or something just to, like, talk about it and just, watch old tapes and record myself and being like, oh, yeah, this one hurt. Like, little things that were, like, I can share my interest in what happened. But, what was the question?
Just pretty much how you felt on, like, that call came and you got released.
Oh, yeah. So I was with the company for some daggone long, but at the time, whenever all of this was going on, like, my contract was up 5 months before I knew about AEW was doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, so like when AEW blew up, WWE, like everyone was hearing the buzz, but no one really knew what was happening. But WWE, dude, grabbed like a bundle of us and was like, "Hey, we'll double your contract for 3 years, you know, if you want to daggone, sign back with us." And at the time, I'm like, "Hold on, what?" And they're like, "We'll double your contract." I'm like, "Yeah, I got kids, man. I'll sign this." And I mean, honestly, it was just like one of those things where you just can't turn it down. It was just holy crap, okay. So, being on that for a year, I wasn't thinking of nothing. No one really was.
No,
but I remember we all have an app on our phone that they send us our calendars and schedules and everything we got to do. And I remember Vince sent out a video just talking about a pandemic. There's going to be changes. There's going to be, layoffs and furloughs and everything. And the next thing I know, I didn't think it was going to be 40 talent and hundreds of people backstage, And everyone's like, "What in the hell? What the world's going on?" And it's funny because, I don't know, I was like the 8th or 9th one listed, So next thing you know, it was like I'm seeing all these guys getting cut, and like my buddies getting cut, and they're calling me, they're calling me, and I'm just like, dang, everyone that's getting cut is these guys that just signed this new deal. I looked at my wife, I was like, "I'm going to get released today, I feel." And she was like, "You think?" I said, "Look at the names." I said, "All of us signed a new deal. All of us." And literally, I was outside doing something with the kids. I came in to use the bathroom. I went to grab my phone. I saw a missed call from Carano. And I just was like, "Oh, boy." So, and then he just texted me and was like, "I need to talk to you, buddy." So I just called him. I said, "After 15 damn years, a damn virus took me out, man." And he just was like, "Man, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to say." Like, the list came in and my heart broke, and I'm just like, "I know, man. Like, I know you ain't making the calls. Like, you're the heater because you have to make all the calls,
No,
it ain't your decision. You're just the bad guy,
No,
but he's not, but he's like the one that they make do this stuff, So it's just one of those things where like, it was just a what the hell moment,
No, yeah.
But I mean, thank God though, like, I don't burn bridges, man. I don't believe in it,
Oh,
like I want to try to be nice with everybody, help everybody. If you need a helping hand, man, I'd rather like help you up than kick you down type deal, So I'm always cool with everyone I see. If they need help, I help them. But like Impact reached out. A buddy of mine in ROH like reached out. A friend of mine in New Japan reached out to me to where I was like, "Oh crap, like I've got options, So at first I just was like, I don't know. And then it was just like, I just got a little fire lit underneath my ass, man. And I just was like, man, I'm 37 years old. I still got, plenty of gas in the tank.
Oh, 100%.
I said, I'm going to go for it again, man. Let's have some fun this time around. But that's the way I took it. I know other people took it like they lost their wife and their family and their best dog and stuff. But I'm just like, don't let that defeat you. Like, I'm always a believer. If you get knocked down and you stay down, you lose. But if you get knocked down and you get back up, you still have a chance.
Oh, definitely, yes.
So it's one of those things where, like, I got punched right in my mouth, and once I fell, they kicked me right in my dick. So it was just like, damn, why? Why me? So I just was like, well, as soon as my stomach stops hurting, and I wipe the blood from my mouth, I'm gonna get back up.
No, yeah.
So
it's
that's just the way I roll, man. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just crazy too, because like that first wave before the one a couple of days ago, it was literally all FCW and WWE originals. Like it was shocking, and
And there's a lot of talented people that got released. Like, they released a lot of talent. Like, a lot of talented people. And this go around, too.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I feel like the Iconics, man, like, those two girls are, like, entertainment in a bottle, man. Like, They got charisma. They can work. I mean, they're pretty girls. But their promos and the way they feed off of each other, my goodness, man, they are entertaining as hell. And I feel like WWE just don't know how to use them.
No,
so I'm hoping AEW, New Japan, Impact, somebody, step up quick, man.
It's crazy, and it really. What I said to my friend the other day, I think with WWE they know how to use homegrown talent, but when they bring in talent not like originated from WWE, they just screw up a little bit with them.
Lost, man.
Yeah,
they get lost.
Yeah, with the exception of like say AJ for example, that's the only one they probably didn't screw up on.
AJ's like that Tom Brady. Like you don't coach Tom Brady.
No.
It's like AJ. You look at AJ, and be like, you know what to do, right? And he's like, I got it. So that's just. I mean, that's when you do it for so long. You just. Oh, what would you like done? Oh, okay, I got that. I got you. I mean, I've been at the game, like I said, 15 years professionally.
Yeah.
So it's like, please just give me bullet points so I can do it my way because I like to do it that way, and the people enjoy it better instead of having me stuttering and then trying to memorize shit. Just tell me what you want me to get across, and I got you.
I would be the same way, and it's like you said too. To come sort of like full circle. Now, when that did happen, and you just said you got Ring of Honor, New Japan this way, Impact that way, it's kind of crazy now because at least with the three of those companies, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact, and AEW, they're all crossing over, which is pretty cool. So when
that's cool for the workers, the talent, the people, the crowd, the fans, that to me, that. I hope they do it for years down the road, and we just get along and have a good time and do it. Just because it's one of those things where, I feel like storylines and people jumping back and forth is exciting, man.
I love that.
It's so exciting. And it's cool when you have little factions in your company, but when you have a company jumping over to another company, that's whoa. What's this?
Yeah, it's especially at Rebellion next summer. Yeah, it's it's just awesome. Crossovers. It's like when Superman meets Batman, practically.
Totally. Freddy versus Jason, man.
Yeah, you can go beyond with that and everything.
For sure.
What was your reaction now to were you shocked like some people when Vince actually allowed Chris Jericho to do the Stone Cold sessions?
I don't think he was shocked. Why? And this is why I believe it. Jericho's smart as hell. And he is not going to go on there with Vince McMahon's show with Stone Cold because, one, he respects Vince. Vince, he worked for Vince for so many years. And him and Stone Cold, they're buddies, So he ain't going to go on there and just act a fool.
No.
This is one of those things that Jericho is playing it smart as hell. Going over and doing the show is bringing so much attention to AEW and WWE and him to where he ain't going to burn no bridge. He's going to go do the show, be professional, and see this, we can work, baby. He's going to go back to AEW, which is smart. It's so smart, So it's nothing surprises me with WWE. Nothing at all, because I saw shit to where I'm like, dang, you allowed that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you hired them back? Oh my God, that happened and you don't care? It's so much stuff to where when I saw that, I'm like, hey, they get rated.
Yeah, that's true. That's how everyone I ask. That's how they start too. Literally, it's publicity is publicity. So both ways. Now,
and let's be honest. Everyone loves publicity that makes you say, "Oh gosh, what's going on?"
Yeah.
That. Oh my goodness, publicity, the bad publicity, it makes people, ooh,
oh, definitely.
And when you see that, you're like, oh goodness, what is he going to say? I have to listen. He's going to say something crazy.
Yeah.
And he's professional about it. You're like, it was still a good listen,
Exactly.
But I understand. I get it. I totally get it. If they asked me to be on it, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it.
I love that. I love all those. So, on the topic of the whole pandemic era, the getting released and stuff, How did that that final match you had with Drew McIntyre on Raw come about?
That was all his fault, man.
Oh, was it?
That was all Drew's fault. Well, it happened on like July something. I don't even remember. But it was just one of those things where a writer reached out to me and was like, hey, we were passing around ideas and we were thinking about bringing you back for this. What do you think? And I just wrote no. And it was literally, they put you and Drew have a promo with Dolph and this and that, and then you and Drew have a match with him over, and I literally just put no, and then about 4 days passed, and then Drew calls me. Yeah. He's like, hey, man, what you doing? And we talking for like 5-10 minutes, and then he like starts getting into that same storyline. I was like, yeah, man, some writer called me and was mentioning this and that. I told him no and this and that. He was like, well, he called me too when we were talking. He was like, I think it'd be a good idea for you. He's like trying to talk me into it. I'm just like, Drew, man, my boat sailed. I don't want to do it. Yeah. I don't want to do it. So the original plan was for me to go down there, do the thing that everyone saw with Drew, and then the following Raw wrestle Dolph, and then the following some pay-per-view, some horror show pay-per-view. I don't even remember the name of it. Something horror show. Oh,
I think it was a horror show at Hell in a Cell.
Whatever it was,
something like, yeah.
Yeah, that thing. I was supposed to somehow come down and interfere and help, Drew win or something.
Yeah.
And I just was like, man, if I'm going to do anything, Drew, we talked and talked and talked. And he explained to me, he's like, dude, they might offer you a contract back. They might not. He's like, but then again, if they don't, you'll be on top of the mountain leaving. The last thing they saw with you was with me, the world champ, blah, blah, blah. And I just was like, damn it, man. I don't want to, but, you're right. So I was like, let me just talk to my wife. I talked to my wife. My wife literally was like, hey, you have nothing to lose. Just go down there and have fun with your buddy.
Yeah.
So I agreed to it. I went down there, and in one take, man, just one take is what y'all saw was what y'all got.
I was absolutely shocked. I was like, who is it? And then you came out. I was like, whoa. He just got, what's going on? They
literally was like, do you want music?
Yeah.
I was like, nope. I said, I don't want no music at all.
It almost had that Drake Maverick frail when they released him too, but then he ended up...
Iron's back.
Yeah.
I mean, afterwards, a couple days later, they reached out to me, and they offered me another little deal, but it was like a half of what I was making. And
yeah.
It's one of those things to where I was always good with my money. I never lived, I always lived beneath my means, below my means and all that. Yeah. I saved so much to where I'm just like, I need to leave for a little bit because I was there for so long, And I knew if I would go back, they'd probably do a little thing with me and Drew for about 2 months. And then next thing you know, I'd be doing the same crap that I was doing before I was even gone,
Yeah.
So to me, I just was like, man, I just want to have fun and go out and do my shit. And they were understandable. They're like, dude, we get it. Okay.
Yes.
Have fun.
Yeah. Well.
So they were cool about it, and I'm cool about it. So it ain't like, oh my God, they're bad guys with me, because they're not. Like I said, I was there 15 damn years. It became like a little bit of a family.
Yeah.
So I personally wanted a lighter schedule and to be home more, but still be able to wrestle. So that's why I just was like, guys, I want to go away for a few years and just do me.
No, I absolutely, I agree with that. And I guess that's pretty much my last question, so I'll bridge that off with this final piece would be, what are your thoughts, and do you see it in your future with how sort of the 3MB legacy started with Jinder, where it goes in WWE, leaves, gets jacked, comes back, wins the world title. Drew leaves WWE, comes back, gets jacked, wins the world title. Do you think you see that happening with you, if not the WWE world title, but a world title?
Who the hell hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? The only thing I can promise everybody is that there's still enough gas in the tank to hold a couple world titles. So, me personally, I'm starting rehab in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to God, like, this is a big injury, a big surgery that I had done. Will I ever be 100%? Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
But will I be able to come back? They're telling me yes. So it's one of those things. As soon as I get through rehab, man, I'm gonna have the Rocky Balboa soundtrack in my ear. I'm gonna be trying to get back as soon as I can, man. And once I do, it's one of those things you better watch the hell out because I'm coming for everyone's throat.
That's I love to hear that. So I guess that about covers everything. I guess for you, by past interviews, I've probably done like 3 others before this, so I just always ask if, do you mind if you say my YouTube outro?
What's that?
It'll be, remember guys, it's YouTube, stay drama free.
Remember guys, it's YouTube, what?
Stay drama free.
What?
Stay drama free.
Stay drama free.
Yeah.
Alright, say that one more time.
Remember guys, it's YouTube, stay drama free.
Alright.
Yeah.
Remember guys, it's YouTube, stay drama free.
Alright, thanks man.
Oh man, no problem at all, my man. Thanks for having me, man.
No, you were definitely, I'd say this is my favorite by far.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
Fun fact, you're actually the only ones right now. Actually, I don't. Alright, I've had Seth, but I don't count that one because it's one of those 2-minute meet and greets. But for like a for like a full blown interview, you're the first one to actually do video chat.
Oh dang! Everyone else just wanting to do what? Just voiceover stuff, like recording.
Yeah, just voice like a call, and then I have to like figure it out. But the first one I've ever done was Adam. I mean, not Adam Cole. Adam Rose. He said he said he was in the car, so he didn't like think it would look good, so he just did audio. And then the other one I had, he just said, "Oh, I don't think I look good," and then he just wanted to do audio. So, other than the meet and greet, which was like 2 minutes with Seth, you're literally the first interview that did video.
Hey, well, first off, next time you be asking these guys for these videos, be like, "Hey, man, we can set it up on Zoom. It will be this date at this time. Give them 2 weeks, and damn, if they're not ready, that's their damn fault, man."
No, that's true, and honestly, I think I really do like the Zoom style, so I thank you for suggesting it.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. I mean, this is where like 95% of the interviews I do is everyone's always like, do you have Zoom? And I'm just like, yeah, man, I got Zoom. Just because everybody was asking me for it. So I'm like, I might as well just download this Zoom thing.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, and I guess that pretty much wraps everything up. So thank you.
Dude, man, thanks for having me, man. I hope this interview does good. And when you put it out, just tag me in it, and I'll post it with you.
Oh, I'll definitely be tagging you in it. It'll be it'll be mostly on Twitter too, where I share it. If you get a notification from K-Dog, that'll be me.
There you go, bud.
All right.
You have a good night.
You too.
All right, take care.
Take care.